fuck they're doing, which is a majority of them, especially PCPs, your personal care physicians, it's tragic almost, because these guys hear about people like me talking all the time about how life-changing it is, and they've been trying it for 9 months and they're struggling and they're not any better. Well, it's because how they're being treated, how they're being dosed, that it's just not being done right because they don't know what the fuck they're doing. And you have the doctors that don't want to go out maybe outside of these certain guidelines. Well, you got to question the guidelines then. What did they used to be? Why did they change? The questions you were asking. But some people don't even know what questions to ask. And that's what I do with my clients, is I work with them and help them, what questions should I ask the doctor? You don't know, because if you just go in there and just believe whatever he says, you're gonna be fucked.
I would have to agree with that. I mean, you have to ask questions. I mean, even I ask questions, and it's funny because you're right. Sometimes they don't even have an answer. Well, that's just how they said it. No, that's not answering my question. I'm asking you, why is this set at this number? What is this determining factor that set this number?
Right. And part of that has been the studies where have included men who were bigger, obese, who have higher estrogen levels, lower testosterone levels, and using that to come up with what's considered average now. That's not average. Our country isn't average now. When you have half of the country that's obese, and probably 70% of the country that's over, the next category is being overweight, okay, that's a problem. But what are we doing to help them?
What causes people to be overweight is calories. At the end of the day, it's
that
counting in calories. Well, I know there's other factors.
Right.
But getting back to what you're saying, it's what you're eating. You just talked about when we were younger how we ate. Grandma made this or mom made that.
Right.
Right now, parents throw in a microwave, get it done. Already pre-cooked food, or take out the can, warm it up, and serve it.
How did your grandma make gravy?
Oh, she started with a roux and build it up from there. It was
what was left over in there.
Oh yeah,
and from the bones and
everything. You have your flour and your water.
Okay, but you know what else was in those drippings that we don't get now? Collagen.
There is collagen. You don't get collagen in anything that you get now.
No,
you can only get it naturally.
No.
That's the only way you can.
The only way you can get it is to do it the way we used to do it years ago.
And what's surprising is when you're bigger on supplements than I am. But I think even I saw where collagen and testosterone, for that matter, when they're taken by a pill, your stomach acid destroys them, so you never receive the benefits from it anyway.
Well, the collagen I take is a gel, for one, so the body absorbing it. And there is one testosterone pill, but people need to get over it. That if if a guy is interested and does engage in testosterone replacement therapy, you have to accept the fact there's going to be a fucking needle. Okay? The creams don't work, the pellets don't work for most people, they're not as effective or even close to being effective as the needle. Just get over it and do it. Well, if you do this, you got to do it the rest of your life. Well, so does your wife, who has low thyroid, and she's taking a thyroid med. Okay, well that thyroid med isn't going to fix her thyroid production. She's going to have to take that medicine for the rest of it. And if she doesn't do it, well, her metabolism is going to be so low, she's going to find it very difficult to be able to maintain weight, even if she does everything right. If you do everything right, because I agree, calories in, calories out, yeah, you get. But if you do everything right and your hormone levels are not where they should be, you are not going to get the results that you deserve.
So when your testosterone falls, your metabolism falls. Metabolism burns off fat. Am I following that right or am I off?
No, that happens too. But I'm just saying, with the testosterone, you're talking about protein synthesis. People always want to take in more protein.
This is something I don't know. That's why.
Yes, people want to take in more protein all the time, but protein synthesis can't happen if you're not taking in the protein, or if you just your body is you don't have enough testosterone to make it happen.
So if you have low testosterone and all you eat is protein, chickens, beef, you're trying to build yourself up, it won't happen.
If you do those two together, that'll happen.
What you have with low testosterone will still happen.
Well, low testosterone.
That's when if you have low testosterone,
you will have very little success. And processed foods versus not processed, how your body handles it. If you had 10 grams of protein that was a whole food protein, like the steak that you give your family, versus a processed 10 grams of protein over here, your body is going to burn this slower than what it's going to process this. So even though it's the same grams, maybe the exact same calories, you're going to do better with this one than what you're going to do with this one, just because it's the whole foods.
I've heard you talk so many times about it. That's why, that's stuff I think people want to know. Because I think they don't. They know.
I didn't know for a long time. Even though I was into this, I kind of, over the last couple years, have become like a little nutrition nerd about that, and I follow Sean Stevenson. I recommend his book, which is Eat Smarter. And maybe at some point, as our podcast grows, we'll have guests at different times and stuff like that. And I love to ask really smart people, guests like that, shit that I don't know. I'm not afraid of not knowing something. That's how you learn. That's how I've learned, was just asking people that have done it,
It's just funny that women, they'll go to their doctor and they'll ask them about every damn question you can think of, and they don't care. They want to know. You go to your doctor as a guy, how you feeling? Good. I mean, you having any problems? Nope. I mean, it's just, they don't.
Guys tell me shit they don't tell their best friends.
It's
crazy. It is crazy. Because they'll tell me, look, especially as we kind of probably finish up here.
Yeah.
So one big group that I work with is vets who have PTSD. And you take a 40-year-old vet who's depressed, he's gained some weight, he doesn't have any energy, his sex drive is shit. He can't tell his old military buddies that he don't want to fuck his wife anymore, okay? He don't get to say that. But he'll tell me, okay? And so when you take this guy who ends up having low T, and he's on Xanax, and you take this guy and you get his testosterone levels up, and he starts having some energy, so he starts throwing some dumbbells around in the garage and starts feeling a little bit better. Now he's starting to feel a little frisky. Now the wife's like, oh my God, he does love me. Yeah, he loves you. He just had low T. His desire was in the toilet because of his hormones, And so then it just affects every other part of their life. And I see these guys then that aren't depressed anymore can get rid of that shit. All because of something that's not expensive. And can be fixed, and just be back, and just that's one of the most rewarding things that I.
It's just funny was reading all of the things that I didn't think about in my 20s. I mean, you just don't think about what you're eating, what you're doing.
Right.
I'm going to be old one day, although I really don't feel old, but age-wise,
right,
we're on that cusp. You just don't think of the things that you really should be talking to your doctors, but like you that knows about it and how to fix it.
Right.
But you can't always count on your doctors.
No, because they're just going to be like, oh, that you're just getting older. You're okay for your age. Fuck that.
That's what I was going to say. Well, you're getting older, so you can expect this.
Yeah. No, it's quality of life, and I don't accept that.
Good.
Right. All right. So that's episode number 2. We did it, 2 episodes, and we will be back again. So follow us, like us, subscribe, do all that shit. Tell other people about it, share it. It's Man Up with Larry Bertok and the Outlaw Apostle. Out.
Take it easy.